All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Check, check, check. This is coming in. How's everybody doing? We're a little early, so we're going to just take a minute, let you guys enjoy the view behind me here. We're going to get a few of you on. So just bear with me here, folks. If you guys are seeing this or when you jump on, let me know. Leave a comment, say hello. Let me know where you guys are at, how your week's going. Instagram, good morning. How you guys doing over there? Good morning. Good morning. Appreciate you jumping on. So hopefully hopefully we're getting a decent connection here. Something different this week. Again, as you can see, I'm at the head of the Red Cedar Trail, just outside of Menominee, Wisconsin. It's beautiful out here this morning, down by the river. We got some people over here fishing. Fish are jumping in the background. Got a bunch of geese. It's a nice little park area. If you ever get a chance to come through Menominee, Wisconsin, if you're a hiker, you like to hike or you like to tube, go tubing. This river here is a great river to go tubing on. So a lot of people, you might even see some people floating by here in a couple of minutes. Saw some people earlier getting ready to get into the river, float down to wherever they float down to. There's a lot of different areas, a lot of stops south of here. So it's absolutely beautiful day. Great way to end the anniversary month for Heroes Media Group. So I want to start off by saying thank you, all of you that have followed us for the last 10 years. Thanks to all the shows that are past and present on the network. A lot of big things happening here in the near future. It's been a kind of a unique year for us with all the different traveling stuff that I've done personally. A lot of the shows have stepped up, taken over the Friday weekly wrap-ups. Probably going to happen again next week as I'll be traveling. Birds are migrating south for Junior's next chapter, so we're excited about that. A lot going on this week, and we're going to dive into that here in just a few minutes. Like I said, I know I'm early this week, so as we're getting started, I want to say this. If you have not checked out Heroes Media Group's website, please go do that this weekend. We're trying to build that back up. We got a brand new site that we launched earlier this year. Easier to navigate through. Pictures are clear. Articles are better. So please check it out. Go to heroesmediagroup.com. What else do we got? Maker's Machine. If you are a business owner, a podcaster, or you're looking to get into small business, or you just need an accountability partner, check out the Maker's Machine. You can email me at, it wasn't ready again, right there on the ticker below. Email me at media@heroesmediagrp, and in the subject line, just put Makers and let me know what it is that you're looking for and how we can hold you accountable and what it is that you're making in your life right now. So think BNI, Toastmasters, but on a grander scale. And we've already got several chapters starting up across the country with Maker's Machine. So we're really excited about this new venture that we're doing there. If you'd like to come check it out, get a free pass from me. Come check it out for a week. We meet every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and it's all online. You don't have to be face-to-face, although we are working on some face-to-face events coming up here between now and the end of this year and the beginning of 2020. 26. So make sure you stay tuned for that. What else do we got? I'm doing a little bit differently this week, so we're gonna dive in here. What else? Couple weeks, Clearwater, Florida, Sunday, August 17th, Clearwater, Florida, at the OCC Roadhouse Museum. We're going to be down there live for the second annual Salute to American Heroes Celebrity Benefit Concert. This is going to be a great time. Tickets are on sale right now. If you go to saluteamericanheroes.com, you can buy your tickets. Take a screenshot of this. You can also go into, if you're on Facebook or even on Instagram right now, if you go to the Heroes Media Group as you're watching this, we posted this the other day. You can scan that QR code as well to get your tickets. Heroes Media Group is going to have several of its shows down there. We got a table by the stage. They've got a red carpet. We're going to be doing some interviews with some of the celebrities. Dave Bray USA, our buddy Dave Bray, is going to be down there singing. So we're looking forward to catching up with him. And of course, Paul Sr. from Orange County Choppers. If you guys remember that show, Paul Sr. is going to be down there, and a slew of other celebrities. Some military veterans are going to be down there as keynote speakers and whatnot. It's going to be a great night. You don't want to miss this event. August 17th. It's Sunday, August 17th, Clearwater, Florida. That's the place to be. Hopefully we will see you guys down there. If you got questions and you want some more information, go to saluteamericanheroes.com or send me an email at media@heroesmediagrp, and I'll answer any questions that I can. But this is going to be a fun event. My friend Renee Wagner is putting this on, and this is, although it's the second annual, this is going to only get bigger moving forward. So come check it out. All right, let's dive into some of the topics for this week. Let me pull this up here. So let's start off with the elephant in the room, I guess. This week has been a tough week for kids that grew up in the 80s and the 90s. Tough week this week. We had the death of Ozzy Osbourne earlier this week. Big loss in the music community there. Black Sabbath, Ozzy, just crazy. Growing up listening to his music, and the Prince of Darkness is gone. He did his last concert a couple months ago. He suffered from Parkinson's. I read recently, I think it was yesterday, I read an article that they raised like $100+ million, and all of that money is from that concert is going to research on Parkinson's. So big loss this week in the music community with Ozzy Osbourne. Yesterday in the news, all you wrestling fans, Hulk Hogan passed at 71 years old. Didn't see that one coming. I've heard a couple different stories, but most of them are saying cardiac arrest. So I could be wrong. If I'm wrong on that, somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. I don't know if you guys heard that, the bald eagle in the background screaming. Hulk Hogan. And then how many of you remember the Cosby Show? Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner passed this week as well. So it's been a week for sure. And then there was a jazz musician, and for the life of me, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but also passed. So it's been a week for sure. So 80s and 90s kids, let me know where you guys are at out there. If you grew up listening to Black Sabbath or Ozzy, wrestling fans, let me know where you guys are at. T-Dog, you're not late. I'm just super early. I started 10 minutes early today because I wanted everybody to kind of see the beauty that lies behind me here. It's peaceful. It's been fun. It's beautiful out here this morning. down on the Red Cedar River. So I appreciate you jumping on, brother. Let's dive into some of the topics that we found in the news this week. U.S. pulls out of the ceasefire negotiations. The United States withdrew negotiations from its ceasefire discussion with Hamas. We have decided to bring, quote, we decided to bring our team home from Doha for consultations after the latest response from Hamas, which clearly shows the lack of desire to reach a ceasefire in Gaza. Now the U.S. is going to consider alternate options to bring hostages home and try to create more of a stable environment for the people of Gaza. It's a shame. The article says it's a shame that Hamas has acted in this selfish way. So we'll see what happens here. We're going back to war with Hamas. Is this just a, Oh, Instagram. Chuck Magone was the jazz musician who passed. Thank you, Instagram. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hope Mangone. I hope I said his name right. Probably didn't, so I apologize. But thank you for bringing that up. Chuck Magone, the jazz musician, this week. Incredible talent. Next up, we have media hoax. This is going to be a shocker to a lot of people. False claims of ICE secret deportation in Pennsylvania exposed. Let me see. I'm going to try to get this. Give me just a second, guys. Oh, didn't want to do that. All right. The media-driven narrative accusing ICE of secretly deporting a Pennsylvania man to Guatemala has been debunked. It's true. Media outlets have claimed that a man who allegedly had pending asylum case was snatched up by ICE agents and deported under this administration. The story quickly spread online, sparking huge outrage from an open border advocates. However, official records reveal that a man was never deported, and according to ICE, he failed to appear for a scheduled immigration hearing and was never taken into custody. Court filings confirmed no removal order was ever executed, and days later, the man resurfaced. Why do I bring this up? Bringing this up because it's a friendly reminder as to what we need to watch online. And with that being said, here's another one. Ken, good morning. You're going to want to listen to this next one. Feds withhold $118 million from Arizona K through 12 public schools. Now, this article was actually a couple weeks ago, and I just apologize. I just saw it yesterday, but I thought it was important to bring it up. Parents are fleeing for private schools and homeschoolings there in Arizona. It's more and more people are looking at private schools and homeschoolings there. Why did the federal government? Why are they withholding $118 million from Arizona public schools? Several reasons, but here's where the whole overhaul is, and that's why I'm bringing this particular story up. Is we at Heroes Media Group think of our educators as community heroes. I don't question that. It's not the educators' fault. Some of the schools, people that are running the schools, Department of Education's within those states, and I'm not saying necessarily Arizona. In this case, this happens all over the country. I think that the state should be in charge of their education systems. If you're asking for federal funding, then you have to follow certain rules and regulations from the federal government. You can't just be like, hey, give me money and not follow any of their rules because you're getting their money, right? So how do we find a happy medium in this? A lot of it was, to my understanding, what I've read, a lot of it was certain programs to go to teach English as a second language. That's neither here nor there. The point is, this is why we're seeing the Department of Education. Everybody's kind of wanting to see that swept under the rug. 50 years ago, this country was one of the top countries in the world for education. And I say top, like in the top, 50 to 100. Well, 20 to 50, I'll give it that. But now you're seeing, compare us to like China and some of these other countries with our schooling. In Japan, it's horrible. Ken, it moved child number 2 to a private school. So here's the thing. I was a sub in the public school system for a few years. And again, I love our teachers. I love our teachers. There's a lot of great teachers out there. That being said, what I have found when I was in the system as a sub, I found that the full-time staff, the full-time teachers that are there day in and day out, were being crippled in a sense of their hands were tied of what they could say, what they couldn't say. They had to follow a particular, I don't want to say agenda, but it was, they couldn't teach the way they wanted to. They couldn't say certain things because they had to meet a certain narrative. That was the impression I got. In the 2 years that I subbed, that was what I saw in Maricopa County. Not saying that's the case for everybody. Let me be clear on that. But that's what I saw in the system. That brought me to when my son was in school, he went to a private school. I ended up putting him into a private school because I didn't want that. There was better education in the private sector. And I've known a lot of within that private school, there was a lot of kids that were homeschooled and they advanced much quicker. Again, I wish the public school system was much better. Up here I'm in Wisconsin. There's no secret. I've talked about, last night I had this conversation with someone about one of the public schools up here. I'm not going to say which one, but there was a lot of controversy and a lot of teachers quitting because of the leadership, the superintendent level and above. So it needs to get fixed. We need to go back. We're already behind as a country in our education system. We are behind, and that's why more and more people are going to private schools and homeschooling. David, good morning. I'm glad you're on because we're about to talk about that email I got from you. Thank you. Yes, David, the public school system does. Yeah, I agree. It's broken. The public school system is broken right now, and I think that's why they're trying to demolish and get rid of the Department of Education. But I don't necessarily think that that's the answer either. There's a lot of great teachers. I know a lot of great teachers, and that's why, like I said, that's why at Heroes Media Group we think of our educators as community heroes because there's a lot of good ones out there. That being said, there are some people out there that shouldn't be teachers, but we won't get into that. We'll try to keep this positive. Next up, White House reveals anticipated AI action plan. You guys are gonna love this one. The White House released its "Winning the AI Race: America's AI Action Plan," end quote, in accordance with President Trump's executive order on advancing American leadership in the AI development. Winning the AI race will usher in a new golden age, human flourishing, economic competitiveness, and national security for the American people. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. The White House said policies listed in the plan include exporting American AI around the world, developing data centers, supporting innovation by removing barriers and preserving free speech in AI models. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Got some fish are jumping in the background. I got some people fishing right over here too, so can't help it. I should have brought a pole. I could have been fishing while I did the show. Removing barriers and preserving free speech in AI models. Now, let's talk AI. got an email earlier this week from a very good friend of mine, and we're talking about AI. This is a concern that I've had for a while. I see this headline, the White House AI Action Plan. I have talked with AI experts, leading AI experts in the AI field over the last 2 years. One who was a close friend of mine, and I'll probably have him on here in the next couple of weeks. Again, we are behind when it comes to AI. We are 10, 12 years behind China and some of these other countries when it comes to autonomous AI, drone, any type of autonomous vehicles, all of that. So we are so far behind, it's not even funny. But here's the thing. This is our media here in the U.S. saying that we're getting ahead and we got this and I got that. We're not. We are behind. And this should be a concern for everybody. Now, that being said, my concern with AI originally was taking jobs, right? You see a lot of like those that go to fast food. You're missing the human connection, right? You're taking away the human connection, that human interaction. So ultimately, you think, hey, you're taking human jobs. Now, fun fact is, AI won't take away from carpentry, plumbing. They're not going to take away stuff from like a lot of trade fields, right? So there's still a lot of trades jobs that are available there. Which those of you that do not want to go to college, I strongly encourage you go to the trade routes. Great money in the trades. Anyway, so with AI now, you can look at, it's a tool. AI is a tool. And I had this conversation in our mastermind group or in our inner circle with the Maker's Machine. Somebody brought up AI. AI is a tool that you can use, right? AI is somebody is inputting this information into whatever they call it, and then you type stuff in. It'll use like Chat GPT, and there's a slew of other ones that are out there. And AI is growing very quickly. Do you guys remember that movie iRobot? You guys remember Terminator? It sounds funny when I say it because it's like, oh, those are just movies, Adam. Are they? We're kind of leading into that, right? That's kind of the direction it's going. What happens when AI gets so smart that it refuses an order that's a human inputs? I'll give you an example. Live Now Fox did an article. I got this from my buddy. The title of this was AI Willing to Let Humans Die, Blackmail to Avoid Shutdown, this report finds. And this was like last month, I believe this article came out. And you can look this up. Look up AI studies. They're testing these different AI systems. It's not perfect. And now here's the other thing. Like, can AI lie? Yeah. It's still based on inputting. And this was the argument yesterday was, David Willis, good morning. Appreciate you, brother. AI is a tool. Okay, I get that. What kind of tool is AI? Well, it's a tool that can be used for a lot of different things. Told you we got people fishing back here, so don't mind. Fish are jumping out here, folks. So AI is a tool, okay? And it can be used for a slew of different things. And right now, people have to input stuff into that system, right? So when does AI become dangerous? Who's responsible when AI fails? What was the other question I wanted to ask? Is the person inputting the information, if the AI fails and hurts somebody, is that person that inputted that coding or whatnot, is that person responsible now? These are all questions that need to be that need to be answered. What happens now? Because now you have to build these giant data centers, and then now you're talking a whole nother thing. You have these nuclear plants across the country that are opening up to run a lot of these data centers coming up. You have data centers that they're talking about putting out into the ocean to use net, wind, water, etc. So where do we draw the line when it comes to AI? I said a couple weeks ago. Sorry, I got bugs hitting me here. I said a couple weeks ago that in the next 15 years we'll be on Mars. We'll start building on Mars. Do I believe that? I do believe I could see that happening now. With AI advancing as fast as it is, with the solar technology that we've had, the AI, they're trying to build these robots. I think you'll send the robots up there first to start building the colony or whatnot, doing all the work that humans can't do right now. I think that's going to be happening in the next 15 years. I believe that. But where do we draw the line here with AI? That's the big question. I'm asking you guys. Is AI good? Is AI bad? I think it's both. It just depends on how you use it, right? So, but what happens when AI doesn't listen and it turns into like this super AI? That's why I titled this "Come with Me if you want to live." I was trying to be funny there, but are we moving into the era of like the Terminators? I don't know. That's that's a legitimate question I'm asking you guys. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on that. So AI is going to be, we're in that era of AI now. And it's going to be around for a while, and it's something that we need to start educating ourselves on. And here's the thing, like I said, when it comes to AI and autonomous vehicles and drones and all that other stuff, we are behind. The United States is behind the power curve. Mainstream media is not going to tell you that. That's from inside sources that we have here at HMG that are experts in this. We are behind when it comes to the AI stuff. It's not a scare tactic. We just need to jump on this and start getting more familiarized with this stuff. That's it. All right. Already brought up Maker's Machine. Talked about the Roadhouse OCC event August 17th. Listen, next month, which is really next week, I'm going to be traveling. So I may have a special guest hosting this next week because I may be on the road heading out of Texas. But I did say starting next month, starting in August, we are going to start sharing hero stories. And several of you have already submitted people and their stories. Thank you for that. Keep them coming, please. And you see the ticker below? Email me at media@heroesmediagrp and let me know who your community hero is. Could be a neighbor, could be, firefighter, police officer, could be whomever. Tell me why you think that they are a community hero. I want to hear from you, and let's start highlighting these people. I've talked a lot about stuff that's going on in the world, and you guys know me. I certainly don't say it as a scare tactic. It's just conversations, right? Now I want to take it up a different notch, and I want to add to the positivity of what's going on in the world. Let's highlight those people that don't get highlighted on mainstream media. Call them the quiet professionals, whatever you want to call it. Just let's focus on our community heroes. So nominate somebody to give me why you consider them a community hero. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the person. Send it over. We have shows on this network that interview heroes every single week. David Willis, he's on right now. He runs Homefront Sit Rep podcast. He does great interviews. He's got Sunday and Monday nights that he does shows. A slew of veteran. Focuses a lot on the veteran community. Misfit Nation, they do several shows a week. Rich LaMonica, Army veteran, they got his Tuesday crew as well doing shows. They do a slew of interviews of a vast array of people. The strategic veteran, Adam Peters, great dude. Focuses on transitioning veterans and whatnot. Plus, they just got back from Peru. Let me say this about Adam real quick. Him and Trevor from Disgruntled PM both got back from Peru recently, and there's another trip coming up in September. So if you're interested in going to Peru, doing a ayahuasca retreat, send me an email so I can get you over to Adam, get you connected with him. Trevor, if you're still on, put that information up if you have it too, please. Fantastic opportunity for veterans. Double S podcast, my buddy Gene Campbell, community hero out in Colorado, not a veteran, worked as in the community hero sector for many years, does a lot of stuff for the veteran and first responder community. He's got an outfit called True Patriot Outfitters, and they take veterans and first responders out kayak fishing. Fantastic organization. Love working with those guys. Veteran Dad podcast. Adam Cummings and his co-host there, they started this podcast talking about fatherhood and what it means to be a dad. Adam is relatively a new father, and he's kind of working through that, and he shares his experience of fatherhood as a vet. Pretty cool, and I can relate to that, obviously. Speak up, show up, lead. JJ Hardy, another fantastic veteran on the network. Does leadership coaching for small businesses. Does a lot of videos on YouTube, so go check him out. Keep It Spiritually Simple with Sandra McEllis. Not a veteran, huge supporter of the Heroes community. And she does fantastic work. Go check that out. And again, guys, you can check out all the shows at heroesmediagroup.com. Please, I'm asking you, if you do anything this weekend at all online, please go check out Heroes Media Group and let me know what you guys are looking for, from us. Faith, Valor, Growth, another one. Marine Corps veteran Dominic Licata. Does mortgages, real estate side of things, but huge with his faith. And he talks about his walk of faith, interviews veterans. I was on their show last week. I talked about it a bit. Check it out, Faith, Valor, Growth. J-Mac is doing a ton of stuff down in Arizona. J-Mac podcast, and he's also got the Sandbox podcast, and he's doing a lot of stuff with PTSD and healing and CBD and stuff like that. So I encourage you all to go check that out. Senior Living Guide, another great show. I've learned a ton from this podcast. You think about, family members that are getting up there, or even yourself, of what you're going to do when, God forbid something happens to you. How is your family going to take care of you or whatnot? There's a lot of resources that the seniorlivingguide.com website has, and it makes things a lot easier for family members. So go check that out. Patriots Inside the Wire and the Two-Step Tribe. They do shows Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, dealing a lot with they interview a lot of musicians all over the country, and they do a fantastic job. It's fun. They're down in Nashville right now, so go check them out. Arms Room Show, I say it every week, the OGs of HMG. If you're not following them, then you're missing out on a lot of life lessons. Go check them out. Arms Room Show. talked about the Misfit Nation, Label Free podcast. Other Side of the Firewall is great. Pushing Back Chaos. They got some new stuff coming out. MSEC podcast will have some stuff coming out next month. Chasing Happiness, or man Ryan down in Arizona as well. Rise Up, Voices from the Front Line. They are literally on the front lines in with the Texas floods and doing a lot of recovery stuff down in Texas right now. Krista Fee has done a fantastic job down there. So make sure you check out Voices from the Front Lines as well. And then last, certainly not least, we got your 6 at 6 with the Patriot Project earlier this week. Actually, a couple of days ago, Wednesday, I drove over to Stillwater, Minnesota, and got to hang out with Mark and Andrea of the People's Patriot Project. Now, I've known Mark and Andrea for about a decade, and they're one of the original shows here at HMG as well. So it's always good to see them. So I got to, and we didn't take a picture. We always forget to take a picture. But it was great seeing them. They've got a lot of cool things coming up with the People's Patriot Project, so make sure you check it out. We got 6 at 6 every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can check them out on social media. They do live stuff. So check it out. And then I'm gonna give a shout out. I do this every week. I couldn't be doing what I do and continuing to build this network if it wasn't for what we have. And of course, the disgruntled PM. T-Dog has got his stuff. I mentioned you earlier. I'm going to mention him again because he says right here, he's calling me out on it. I get it. Let me say something about this show since he's trying to call me out right now. The disgruntled PM. You want to talk about a guy that has underestimated himself, probably the disgruntled part. He's a project manager by trade. He's one of the smartest people you'll meet because he really kind of puts things in perspective. And you think you have a good idea, and this guy comes along and tells you, it just makes you think of things in a different direction. And you end up being very grateful for that. This guy is one of the hardest workers you'll ever meet. If you go check out Disgruntled PM, you are going to learn a lot. And he's just getting started with this. When I tell you that this is a show that you need to keep an eye out for, this is one of those shows that within the next 12 to 18 months is going to skyrocket. It will be a household name. Mark my words. I said it here first. And I'm not just saying that because you tried calling me out. There you have it. You heard it here first. And you can check them out at heroesmediagroup.com. Go check it out. How's that, T-Dog? Was that good? I got to give a shout out to our network sponsors, people that have supported and believe in our mission here. Forget Genetics, veteran-owned company. Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle, veteran-owned company. From the Farm, veteran-owned company. And From the Farm, AJ has been hitting it big time on mainstream media, on big stages all over the country here recently. So please go check them out. Fin Tactical, they're responsible for our website and the looks and the feel and all their hard work. We thank you for that. The Freedom People, another great organization. It's a nonprofit organization. They help you build your trust and live a life of freedom. Veteran owned as well, veteran founded. My Tax Fella, Anthony Moriello and his team over there. I don't worry about books. I don't worry about our taxes, anything like that. It's all done for us. Appreciate you guys over there. Thank you for all your love and support over the last decade that we've been with them. HMG Beverage, our sister company. We're a bit of a hiatus right now because I'm on the road, but come end of August and through the rest of the year, we're doing big push, and we got some shows coming up that I'll bring up here in a little bit. or in the next couple of weeks. JB Auto Clothiers, they've teamed up with Team Addo, which just found out. I got an email. Team Addo, they do their annual fishing tournament down in Tampa, Florida. That's the last weekend of September. I think it's the 25th, 26th, 25th through the 27th is Team Addo. If you go to teamaddo.org, you can find out all their information about this year's tournament down there. So let's just step aside. Look at the beauty that I get to look at this morning here. This is absolutely stunning, and I wanted to share it with all of you here today. Let's have a good week this week. Send me an email. Hit me up what you guys want to hear on next week's show. Whether I'm on or somebody else is, we'll cover it. Can't believe it's August. It's going to be August next week already. Blows my mind. Don't forget, if you're going to be in Clearwater, Florida, if you're in the South and you want to come down to Clearwater, Florida for the event on August 17th, we will be live from the Salute to American Heroes event in Clearwater, Florida. Myself and a slew of other guests are going to be down there, so make sure you guys check that out. In the meantime, this weekend, get off the phones, get outside nature. Hopefully, it's just as beautiful as where you are as well. I love you all. God bless you. God bless America. We'll talk to you guys next week. Take care.